So in this video, we're going to go over how can we connect to Faraday's database using the local database file that they gave us. So first thing I'm going to do before we get into the code is I'm going to go back to my folder structure in Google Drive. I'll create a new folder called Operations. That's going to contain all of our operations data. When go to operations, I am going to go to file upload, and then I'm going to upload the database file, the DB file. It should be called Faraday database.db. I'm going to upload that. Okay, now I have that uploaded. It doesn't matter where you put it in. However, I suggest you only upload this file once and you don't move it around, just because Google Drive can get weird sometimes, and you may not be able to connect to it, or you may have to rename it or go through a lot of debugging if you do move it around or copy it and delete it. So find where you want to upload it and then just upload it once. So I'm going to go back to the code that we have, and I want to connect to this database file. So I'm going to make a new section. I'm going to call this section local connection, and then the first subsection is going to be we want to mount to drive. And so here we're just going to be connecting to our Google Drive to be able to access that DB file. So I'm going to go to Google Colab, and then I'm going to import drive. And then I'm going to go to drive.mount. And then I'm just going to go to content drive. And so this is the library I'm calling, and what I'm doing is this is setting up a connection to our Google Drive so we can access files files in our Python environment from our Google Drive. So if I click and run that, what should happen is a prompt comes up, and I get this prompt, and it's just asking for permission for me to connect to my own Google Drive. So I'm going to go and I'm going to say yes. I'm going to give it the permission so it can connect to my Google Drive, and I'm going to click allow. Okay, now we are mounted. We're mounted to the drive and we can access the files within it. So if I go over here on the left and I click on files, you'll see that I can then look at my drive files that I have. And I want to go all the way down to wherever I am keeping my database. And then in this case, I am keeping it in operations. So I'm going to right click on operations, and then I'm going to go to copy path. And so I should get a path name. And then what I want to do is I want to use a cd function, and that's going to tell Google Drive that right now any file I pull from Google Drive is just coming from right here. So it has to be all the way up here. What this does is this specifies the definition or the environment we're working in. So kind of think of it as when I use the cd file, the cd function, what I'm telling it is all files that we're going to be operating with are going to be in this folder. So if we pull any files, if we want to pull any files, all what I'd have to do is type them in if I want to be able to pull them. So if I run that, you'll see that I'm now mounted. Now I'm operating here, so I can just directly pull out this file into our environment. Okay, I'm going to add another section header. And then I'm going to call this extract from database going to enter new code. I'm going to import SQL Lite 3, and I'm going to import pandas as PD. So this will allow us to connect to SQLite files, and this will allow us to create data frames. So then I'm going to make a connection. My connection is going to be equal to SQL Lite 3.connect. Then I want to tell it what I'm connecting to. So what I want to do is connect to this file right here, which is our database file. So I'm going to type in Faraday database.db. I'll run that. Hopefully the connection is successful. I can then write a SQL query for our database. I'm just going to keep this one very simple just for the sake of demonstration, but I want to select all from the product table. Okay, that's going to be my SQL. And then I can, just like we did above, use our pandas read SQL query. And I'm going to enter my SQL, and then I'm going to enter the connection. In this case, this is the connection we're using. Let's see. Okay, so the error we're getting is product table doesn't exist. I think the table is called products. Let's try that. And there you go. That is the products table. So that is how you connect to a database locally via Google Drive. You'll be using this database for the case, so make sure you know how to do this, and we'll be using this as well for this homework assignment.